Good evening, viewers. I am ALANA NADIR with Friday's edition of the regional news. Beginning with news from Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua and Barbuda has received confirmation from the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, that the Omicron variant of COVID-19 is in the country. The Ministry of Health said Omicron was detected in samples sent to CARPHA in December 2021. The Delta variant of concern, first identified in Antigua and Barbuda in July 2021, was identified in other samples. The ministry highlighted all of the COVID-19 variants of concerns are circulating on the island. Officials had previously said it is suspected that the virus was circulating within the community since cases have surged significantly. Omicron, which was first detected by scientists in South Africa, is more infectious than previous variants and caused cases to spike in many neighboring countries and territories. Now for news in Jamaica. 6 people were shot in a compound on Thursday night, leaving at least one of the victims dead. A police source confirmed that the shooting incident happened late evening in the Maroon village. A 6-year-old boy and a 12-year-old were among those shot, and one of the victims had succumbed in the hospital. Unconfirmed reports are that the shooting resulted from an altercation at the event being held in the community, which followed the annual January 6 celebration of the signing of the peace treaty between Leeward Western Maroons and British colonizers 284 years ago. When contacted, the police's Constabulary Communications Unit, CCU, confirmed that there was a stampede with people rushing to leave the area as cops responded to the incident. This follows Wednesday's warning by the police that people should not attend the annual event in a compound, as it is a breach in the Disaster Risk Management Act, DRMA. And now for some international news. Britain's Prince William on Thursday appealed for innovators around the world to submit nominations for his Earthshot Prize, a competition aimed at finding new ways to tackle climate change. William and his charity, the Royal Foundation, launched the prize in 2020, inspired by U.S. President John F. Kennedy's 1962 moonshot speech that challenged Americans to go to the moon by the end of the decade. The prize, to be awarded to 5 winners every year until 2030, is billed as the most prestigious of its kind. Each winner will receive a grant of £1 million, $1.4 million, to develop and scale up their ideas. This year's prize will go to projects aimed at tipping point issues where there are opportunities to create significant benefits over the next few years, the foundation said. These include personal transportation, agriculture that restores the environment, buildings designed to minimize pollution and energy use, and initiatives that extend the life of clothing, food, and plastic products. And finally, approximately 4,735 kilos of cocaine were intercepted by the United States and Dutch Coast Guards in operations in the Caribbean. The exercises were carried out between November 25th and December 3rd. According to the Dutch Ministry of Defense, the first seizure was made on the morning of November 25th when sensors aboard the MS Holland detected a go-fast boat along a known smuggling route. The ship gave chase and launched its Frisk interceptors. When the smugglers noticed that they were being followed, they reportedly began dumping packages overboard and increasing speed. They were intercepted after warning shots were released by the Coast Guard. About 200 kilograms of drugs were found on board and another 1,000 kilograms were fished out of the water. The 4 people on board have been detained by the U.S. Coast Guard. And that concludes Friday's edition of the Regional News. I am ALANA NADIR. Thank you for joining.